Okay, good morning. It is just about 8 o'clock in the AM on Saturday, August 3rd, 2019, at the beginning of the lunar cycle Okonokist Otsitsitspi, when the Saskatoon berries ripen. And today could be a busy day for me. Well, it's going to be busy one way or the other. I just wonder how much wildlife is going to be involved. But the main thing for me today is it is big item moving day. So I have rented a 15-foot U-Haul truck, and I plan to probably by my lonesome move all the big stuff out of the apartment, the beds, the couch, tables, shelving, all that kind of jazz. Get it all over to the new house. Chelsea's doing another 12-hour shift today, nursing and standoff, so she can't help me. And I don't know, I could probably call on friends, but I don't want to bug anybody. It's not that big of a deal. The biggest, probably the heaviest item I got to move is the bed and couch, so I should be able to manage that. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what wildlife calls we get in the midst of all of that. I imagine they'll come when I'm least able to attend to them, like when I've got the truck over at the new house and I've got the Jeep over here. Then I'm gonna end up getting a snake call or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably give a little bit of update as I go through my day too. Show you some of the wildlife work that I've done this week that I haven't already talked about. And yeah, well, you can just join me for big item moving day. Getting on toward 10:30 in the morning now, and I've been briefly pulled away from the move. First by a skunk that I had to pick up, and then the cable guy was coming to hook up the house with cable and Wi-Fi and all that stuff, so I had to go meet him. Now I'm on my way back to the west side. I have a second skunk to pick up, then I'll get back to moving stuff. Most of my mornings have been pretty busy moving skunks. There's always a couple animals every morning, 2, 3, and from maybe 8 o'clock till 10 or 11, that's what I'm doing. Now I've got to make that work with the new job that I've already started with Samus. That began on August 1st, and I have basically 1 month's time to plan the program, recruit my instructors, buy all the materials, produce a student handbook, you know, select the clients who are going to be involved in it. You know, a lot of work in the next month, very little time. So what I figure my days are pretty much going to look like from now till, I don't know, mid-September is I'm going to be getting up early doing skunk work, like real early, and then going and spending the whole of my afternoon doing the program work for Samus, and then in the evening, of course, rattlesnake calls, and potentially throughout the day too. But yeah, the skunks have been keeping me pretty busy. And let's go get this one now that is still lingering. Okay, it's now about 1:30 in the afternoon, and I am back at the apartment, hoping that maybe wildlife calls will slow down just a little bit, let me get some lunch in me, maybe get some more things packed into the U-Haul. I don't have too far to go as far as moving the more heavy stuff in. A lot of it's there already from this morning when I had a couple of hours to work with. Check it out. Got the biggest, heaviest stuff, the couch, the bed, you know, that kind of thing. Still got other things to move. One of them that I have to move is a crib, and I needed some hex wrenches, Allen wrenches for this. Yeah, this is Reed's crib here. So after I dropped off that second skunk of the day and met the cable guy and all that, on my way back over here, I stopped off at the Dollarama, our local dollar store on the west side. Bought a can of Campbell's clam chowder for lunch, and I forgot that I had already taken the can opener and stuff away, and so I really had to just muscle this can. It's all like Popeyed out, you know. I did a full out Popeye on this can, trying to get my chowder out of there. Got it into the saucepan, and then I got a call for another skunk. But anyway, while I was pulled into Dollarama to buy the clam chowder as well as the Allen wrenches, you know, so that I could take apart the crib. When I pulled into Dollarama, I didn't notice when I first pulled in, but you know, as I parked, I noted that maybe just across from me in the parking lot, like the nose to nose, but 3 cars down, was my sister-in-law Bud's minivan. She was climbing into it, and we made eye contact, and then as she was pulling out, I noticed that her passenger was Mahoney. There was others in the back seat, I don't know who, you know, but they pulled out, they left. I waited for them to leave, and then I went into Dollarama, did my thing, and like I said, came back here, started to make soup, and I got another skunk call. As I went to go, and that skunk call, by the way, was leading me into the Heritage neighborhood, just a couple blocks down from Mahoney on Heritage Boulevard, where the house is. So I'm on my way over there to get a skunk, and I get a call from the police, Lethbridge police. And this is becoming routine now because Mahoney's calling the police on me like once a week. She's trying to get me charged with criminal harassment, you know, just for going about my life. So because she saw me pull into a parking lot, she figured she had cause to phone them and report that I was following her and trying to communicate with her. And I don't know if she's just, I don't think she's lost her mind, but I'm absolutely certain that she's trying to use the police maliciously against me. And I've talked to the police about this. It's getting ridiculous. You know, I just can't wait for the lawyers to do their thing. Yeah, so I got a little bit of harassment. Like they're calling it, you know, you got to watch out because you're going to get, you know, charged with criminal harassment. I'm the one being harassed. I'm just going about my life. And yeah, you know, what am I supposed to do? She doesn't make a mortgage payment. I'm not supposed to contact her. It's ridiculous. So, but in this case today, I was just minding my own business, and she calls the police again. Oh well. So anyway, gonna get some stuff done here, pack some more into the vehicle, get something in my belly, and then hopefully drive this U-Haul across town at some point this afternoon and unload it. But we'll see, because the wildlife keeps coming.
It's pretty good.
So it's now about 7:30 in the evening, and I'm just kind of strolling through my neighborhood, taking a break. Well, calling it the end of the day, actually. I unloaded the truck, returned the truck. I don't know what it is. Like, it always seems like unloading goes a lot faster than loading. You know, in my case, of course, because I was running around all morning fetching skunks and talking to cops and that kind of thing. Sorry, I went to Dollarama. But yeah, so it took a long time for me to load up what I loaded up. And but when I pulled in here, it didn't take all that long. I was surprised I was able to manipulate, you know, the big couch down the stairwell without smashing up walls or decorations or anything like that, or the couch itself. Although it did get a little bit of scrape, you know, on one of the kind of wood ends of it, as I was trying to move it up a driveway or across the sidewalk. Anyhow, I'm done for the day. I'm taking a break, like, till tomorrow, unless I get snake calls. I have had a decent number of snake calls this week. It's not daily, but sometimes I'll get 2 or 3 in a day, and then nothing for a day or two, and then 1 or 2, you know. So the pattern has kind of broke up. Although we're still definitely in the mating season, I am now starting to get a few younger snakes at some of the residences especially. But there are still large snakes that I'm pulling. And that property where I picked up the 4 that were involved in the mating orgy, I was called back just 3 days later, and guess who was up there? The big one. And I forget, like, somebody mentioned a name, suggested a name that we might use for this snake, and I thought it was a cool name, but then I seem to have lost the comment, or maybe it was on a Facebook photo or something, or Instagram, I don't know. But we need a name for that gigantic snake, because yeah, that's the biggest snake in Lethbridge for sure. The biggest rattlesnake, not necessarily biggest bull snake, but definitely the biggest rattlesnake. And it's not even like I find that most of the larger snakes, you know, the older snakes, they're a little bit more calm than the younger snakes typically, but not in this case. In this case, this one's mean as heck. Does not take kindly to being manipulated by me, and is not willing to easily be led around by either hook or clamp, you know. So anyway, picked that one up again, and I picked up another, you know, decent sized adult one, but it wasn't, turned out I checked it against the other 3 that I had picked up that earlier night, and it wasn't any of those who we'd seen at the orgy. So a 5th snake basically on the property, probably led there for the same reasons. So buddy up there is on guard. He's making sure he doesn't, you know, him and his staff making sure they don't run into any other snakes. But yeah, it's been kind of snaking. I wouldn't doubt if I get another call tonight, although I'd be very happy if I didn't, and I could just, like, hang out here and rest, and get ready for a new round tomorrow, with all different challenges. Yeah, tomorrow, Sundays, I always do my walk and talks at Spobikami in the morning at 8 o'clock, and by the time that's done, I'm probably going to have 3 or 4 different skunks to go run around and fetch. And I really need to get to work on the Psalmist project tomorrow. So definitely got my stuff cut out for me. What else? What else happened this week that I haven't reported on yet? Oh, well, I've had lots of different, you know, weird wildlife calls. Like I got a call about a deer that was stuck inside a fenced-in enclosure in a construction site, a fawn, and somebody came by and saw that this fawn was stuck, and so tried to get a hold of Fish and Wildlife, and there's, you know, nobody available today. They called the poacher line or something like that. We got like a catch a poacher line here in Alberta. She called that hotline, and whoever was on dispatch told her, well, the fawn will just have to get out, you know, on her own. And the caller said, well, it's really hot today, you know, and that fawn can't get out of there. It's really hot. And the dispatch told her, well, there's no air conditioning in nature, you know. Well, yeah, but if we're gonna talk about that, there's no fences either, right? You know, peoples. So anyway, I just advised that she go to that fence and see if there's a phone number of the construction company somewhere there, and phone them and get somebody to come let the fawn out. I don't know, I haven't followed up on it. I don't know what happened. So I've been getting, you know, the odd calls in this. One of the odd ones that I got involved a great horned owl that had collided with a barbed wire fence in a really bad way. And so the farmer, the landowner, brought me out there, showed me the owl, and when I got a good look at what was going on there, I couldn't even tell like how it got as tied up as it did around that barb, like whether it was wrapped around, you know, like horizontally or over the wire itself. It was gruesome. It was gruesomely entwined in there, and the owl had been, you know, hanging in the sun for a while, and so it was very weak. And you know, in the moment, I decided, well, I'm going to cut the owl off. And it's going to do as little damage as possible, as little flesh damage as possible, but cut it off of this fence so I can get it off of there and get it to the Birds Prey Center in Coaldale. And so I cut it off, and of course that provoked it to shock out and bleed out, and so I didn't do a very good job of that rescue, I don't think. But I don't know what I could have done really any better, because that injury was pretty bad, you know. So I think that's probably it. Continuation of the move and getting settled into the new digs, our casa, something like that. It reminds me of a little Mexican, you know, little Mexican style house. But yeah, just getting settled in and getting what work done I can each day. No weekends for Rye.